Everybody, welcome back to another market update for November. Sorry for the delay on this one. There's something going on with my computer audio, or my computer microphone, I should say. So I'm using my phone's microphone. I don't know if that's going to cause a little delay here, but yeah. Once again, I'm Tom Moore. This is my channel, the Living in Halifax channel, and today we're going to be going over the real estate stats in and around Halifax for November of 2024. For those first tuning in, basically how this works is stick around for the first slide. It'll be Bedford. And then you can look along the bottom of kind of the scroll bar there on YouTube or whatever you're watching this on, and you'll be able to skip to the neighborhoods that are of interest to you. Again, sorry for the delay. We had two different times where we tried to do this, and I have no idea what's going on with my computer, which is a fun thing to deal with this time of the year, but it is what it is. Okay, let's make this full screen and hop into it. Okay, so it's always trying to make this full screen here. There's all my contact info there. And we'll hop into it again. We're doing November 2024. Right away, we're into Bedford here. Pretty simple to understand the first couple here. So total sales is obviously how many sales happen in the month of November. Black number is November. Blue number in this case is going to be October. So for this slideshow, the blue will always represent October. 30 days on market. That means how long on average a property is sitting on the market before it's getting an accepted offer, something along those lines, gobbled up by a buyer. So generally this time of year, we see that number start to rise. We'll probably see it rise well, we should definitely see it rise in December, and then probably again stay relatively high in January. Second week in January is when we usually start to see the bottom of that bell curve in terms of activity bottom out, and it'll start climbing right around that second week. Showings per listing, we're looking at 4.4. That means on average about 4.4 families, groups, individuals went through that property before there was an accepted offer. New listings, self-explanatory. We got 22, obviously significantly less than October, which is normal. Sale price to list price percentage. This is basically if a property was for sale for $100, it sold for $97.6 in the month of November. That's pretty balanced here. We'll see, throughout this slideshow, that's still quite high. When we get up to the 98 and then above, it's usually a sign that it is a seller's market. And then when we get below that, by a couple points, we'll usually say that begins to become a bit of a buyer's market. So you have a little bit more negotiation power, obviously, depending on the seller. When we're looking at monthly comparisons, one thing I forgot to mention. So that little map there, the shaded in area in pink, that's going to be where we're pulling all this data from. So obviously every area will have a map like that just to show you where that data is coming from. We've got single family and we've got condo numbers. Single family is, a single family house, condos. So single family, we saw it at $656,000 average price there in November. And again, this isn't an exact number here. You see almost, well, over $100,000 spread from the month in October. Most neighborhoods are going to have some higher price product and some more affordable product. So this is just to give you an average kind of pinpoint area or pinpoint price for an average price, not a pinpoint price, for the neighborhood of Bedford. You can get some things right along here, down Shore Drive, that would be multi-millions. And then you can get some stuff kind of scattered throughout certain parts of Bedford that are a little lower priced. Price per square foot, we're looking at, sorry, that's my wife's friend is coming over. It's a little late here, but I'm trying to get this out. So they're going to watch a movie, so hopefully they'll quiet down. Price per square foot, we've got $270 a square foot versus $281 in the month of October. So again, this is going to be kind of averages, right? It's not an exact point, but it's to give you an idea for how that compares to other neighborhoods, for instance. Condos, we saw it go to 556,000, up quite significantly, 200,000, very significantly. And then the price per square foot on the condo side, we saw it go up $4 to 380. Okay, up next we got Bridgewater. Hour 15 away. Smaller town, but decent size for Nova Scotia. You know, they got everything you kind of need: Walmarts, Home Depots. Do they have a Home Depot? I'm not 100% sure, but they've got plenty of stuff there. I think they definitely have a hardware store. But you know, they've got, you know, Value Village, lots of little restaurants, kind of smaller downtown core, but kind of the head point for the South Shore. Total sales, we've got 11, days on market 42. So significantly up on the days on market, which is to be expected. This area wouldn't be as affected by those spring seasons in terms of the cottage buyers, just because it is a little bit inland from the actual South Shore. We tend to see a lot more activity, which you'll see on that slide in the spring, right? Showings per listing, we got 5.5, new listings 9. Sale price to list price percentage still pretty strong, bumped down from 100% to 98.2%. Monthly comparison, we've got single family at $367,000 and the price per square foot was $204. Clayton Park in Rockingham, little bedroom community just outside. Fun fact, I should say, on Sunday, this past Sunday, I went and filmed a video with a very big YouTuber for Canada called I'm Canada is the name of the channel. Very geared towards immigrants, but we did a little kind of neighborhood tours and whatnot. So it might be worth checking him out. I'm Canada is the name of the channel. Total sales, we saw 31, days on market 19. Showings per listing, we saw 5.2. New listings at 25, down from 38 in October. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it at 99.2%, remaining relatively strong. So that definitely you would consider that to be a seller's market. There'd be some stuff that went below asking, some stuff that went above asking. It would depend on the property, obviously. Single family monthly comparison, we saw it drop about 50K to, well, 45K to 627,000. Price per square foot, we saw it stay just $1 less than last month at $276 in the month of November. 388,000 for condos as the average price there. Price per square foot was up about $20 to $364. Cole Harbour, we saw 19 total sales. Days on market was 6, stayed the same as in October. Showings per listing up to 9 showings per listing. That's quite a few. Obviously comparing to the rest of this presentation here. We've got new listings at 14. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw a drop from 103.8 to 99.4, but still quite strong, as you'll see throughout this slideshow. Single family monthly comparison, we saw it go up $6,000 to 536,000. Yeah, Cole Harbour generally has pretty consistent pricings across the board. You'll have some outliers in certain areas, but generally relatively similar pricing across the board there. Price per square foot dropped $10 to $270 a square foot. Total sales for Dartmouth, we saw 59, 6 days on market, stayed the same as last month. 7.4 showings per listing, same as last month. Drop by 33 new listings to 60 listings in the month of November. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw stay the same at 100%, right? So still quite strong. See how that changes in December. Usually a pretty good time to gobble some stuff up. Sellers tend to be a bit more desperate this time of the year. You know, people coming through the house over Christmas and whatnot, not necessarily something that most sellers want. A single family monthly comparison dropped about 25K to 505,000. Price per square foot is at 275, and the condo monthly comparison is at 330, down almost 100,000 from last month, with the price per square foot also down $100 to $348 a square foot. Dartmouth's got a pretty wide range of condo product. They can have some newer stuff, some older stuff. Older stuff tends to have a bit more space, maybe a little bit more affordable. Kind of depends on the building, though. You got to watch out for those condo or strata fees, as I often harp on in these presentations. For downtown, we're just looking at condos here. Total sales, we saw 3 days on market, 68. Showings per listing, 3.5, and the new listings was 6. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 96.2 to 97.1. Quite a balanced market right there. Condo monthly comparison, we saw it at 850K. Downtown, you've got quite a wide range. You've got some cheaper stuff kind of right down here along basically where that picture is. There's a building that's quite cheap, just kitty corner to that almost. Relatively high condo fees, but you can get some more affordable product there. And then you've obviously got some more expensive buildings downtown, right? That's kind of a space for that. Price per square foot, we saw it go from 743 to 821. Total sales for the month, or for Eastern Passage, I should say, for the month of November was 7 days on market, 9. Again, quite low in that area. Showings per listing, Eastern Shore or Eastern Passage, always kind of, it's a speedy market for several years now. It's been like that. Showings per listing, 5.4, new listings 13. Sale price to list percentage stayed relatively the same, 101.1%, and you'll see why. We've got so much activity out there. One of the lower average prices that we see in this presentation, that's kind of within the HRM, the Halifax kind of greater area, like the GTA, for instance. Single family monthly comparison, we'd see 438,000 up, basically 20K from last month, and the price per square foot dropped $20 to $270. Eastern Shore and Lawrencetown, we've got 10 total sales. This is one of the cottage countries you could consider, usually a little bit foggier. That's a local's perspective. I don't know if that's backed by science, but there's certainly a bit of a feeling in the city that the Eastern Shore tends to be a bit foggier than, say, the South Shore with Mahone Bay, Lunenburg, and Chester. Days on market, we saw 10, new listings 9. Showings per listing, we saw 4.4. And then the sale price to list price percentage was 98.2%, up about 1% from last month there. Single family monthly comparison, we saw it go from 345,000 to 482,000. Again, the interesting thing about this was it was quite low stats. It was a speedier month for this area, and we've seen that kind of carry over from the previous months. Generally, Eastern Shore tends to be a bit slower. Just fewer buyers looking out there generally. Price per square foot, we saw it go from $297 to $337. Enfield, a lot of new builds going on out here, right up by the airport, about 40 minutes to downtown, I'd say, no traffic. Total sales 18, days on market 17. Showings per listing, we saw 3.9, and the new listings was 26. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 98.4 to 98.9, staying relatively the same, and a strong indicator of a seller's market there. Single family, we saw it 555,000. Price per square foot went up $7 to $257 per square foot. Fall River, nice area. Total sales was 6, days on market, shot up to 77. That would be probably driven high by some of those higher price properties tend to sit a little bit longer out there. Showings per listing, we saw it at 2.5, new listings 7. And the sale price list price percentage, we saw it go to 98.5%. So quite low showings per listing. Obviously, they had a few of those sales got gobbled up quite quick, and that's what drove down that. Sorry, I'm misreading that. I would imagine I have to take a look at the stats, but there's probably a couple of high-priced homes that, as you can see here, yeah, there we go. So the prices did go up from the previous month, but sometimes those high-priced homes, they don't have as many people going through them before they get snapped, right? Usually if somebody's looking out in Fall River at a high-priced home, they're familiar with the area, and so they're going to kind of pull the trigger a little quicker. Single family, we saw 674, 6 in October, 750,000 in November. Price per square foot went from 287 to 291. Hammonds, Plains, and Lucasville, definitely one of the areas. There's a few out that way that we'll also cover that tend to have larger lots, tree lots, kind of almost federal looking style homes. Just they're not brick. Generally, I mean, obviously you can find some brick homes out there, but similar build style out there, higher price point, and you're like 20-25 minutes to downtown. Maybe a little longer, maybe 30 minutes to downtown, no traffic, I'd say, from out here, and that would depend on where you're coming from. Total sales 22, days on market 26, stayed pretty much the same on both those numbers. Showings per listing also relatively the same at 3.8. New listings, we saw at 14, dropping by half, and the sale price list price percentage stayed relatively the same at 99%. Single family price point here stayed also the same at 770,000, and the price per square foot dropped $2 to $308. North End Halifax, we saw 11 total sales, 37 days on market, up from 4 in October. So certainly slowing down a bit there, but not really reflected in some of the activity that we're going to see. Showings per listing, we saw 4.8, new listings 14, and the sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go from 102.6 to 99.5. Again, North End on the peninsula, higher priced Higher desirability real estate, I would say, just because you don't necessarily have to deal with that longer commute, right? There's only so much land on the peninsula of Halifax. Single family monthly comparison went up 90K to 635,000. Sale price, price per square foot on the homes went from 447 in October to 515 in November. Condos, we saw them go from 525 to 480,000, and the price per square foot dropped $75 to $414 a square foot. Sackville and Beaverbank, total sales was 37. Again, this is going to be one of our larger volume areas. Days on market 18, showings per listing 5.7, and the new listings was 52. Sale price to list price percentage we saw go down 1% to 99%. Single family monthly comparison was 535,000. Price per square foot was 264. So Sackville also tends to be one of those more affordable areas. Very popular. Just its location allows you to get to Dartmouth and Halifax almost in the same time frame. I'd say 15, 20 minutes to downtown of both. So it's become very popular since COVID. We'll put it that way. Spryfield and Armdale. Again, another area with a high mix of, I guess, price points. You can get some very cheap stuff in Spryfield, but you can also get some very expensive stuff along the waterfront there. Total sales 22, days on market 17, showings per listing 6.3, new listings 21. Sale price to list price percentage dropped basically 1% to 98.1%. Monthly comparison, we saw single families go to 565,000. Price per square foot was 288. It's now 274. Condos went to 450, up from 372 in October, and the price per square foot stayed relatively the same at $365 a square foot. South End Halifax, our most expensive area, generally. Total sales 10, days on market 17, which is pretty close or pretty quick in that area, just considering the high price points. 3.9 showings per listing, and the new listings was 9, so dropped by half there. Sale price to list price percentage quite low, 96.8%. That's one of the lower ones we're going to see on this slideshow here, and it's down basically a point from 97.8 in October. Here's a big number that you don't often see. Single family monthly comparison average was 1.89 million. Price per square foot was up significantly from 391 to 511. Condos, we saw them go from 481 to 568, and the price per square foot of those went from 434 to 471 in November. 16 total sales for the South Shore. Again, another cottage community, cottage area, I would say. More popular to see a lot of activity there in the spring, maybe early or late winter, I should say, when people are kind of eyeing up cottages for the next season here. Total sales 16, days on market went from 124 to 156 in November, or sorry, to 56 in November. Showings per listing was at 2.8, new listings 19, and the sale price to list price percentage was 95.5%. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 516,000, and the price per square foot dropped $9 to $331. Sydney, Nova Scotia, capital of Cape Breton Island, cheaper property prices, not really commutable, too far away. Total sales 17, days on market 13, showings per listing 4.6, new listings 19. Sale price list price percentage we saw go from 100% to 95.2%. The single family monthly comparison went to 237,000, and the price per square foot was 188, up $11 from October. Total sales we saw for Tantallon and Hubley, very similar to Hammonds Plains, larger lots. There can be oceanfront lots, which can obviously drive prices higher, but they also have some more affordable stuff out there as well. Total sales 10, days on market 63, up from 6 in the month of October. Showings per listing, we saw 4, new listings 12, and the sale price list percentage stayed relatively the same at 98.4%. Monthly comparison for the home front, we saw it at 552 in October. It's now 691, up quite significantly there. Price per square foot went from 297 to 270 in October. Timberlea and Beechville, home to Brunello Estates, one of the golf course areas there. You can get some, pricey new builds in that area, or you can buy around it if you so choose in one of the older kind of established subdivisions that were put up, over the last couple decades. Total sales 12, days on market 19, showings per listings was 5, new listings 15, and the sale price to list price percentage stayed the same at 100%. Single family month comparison was at $526,000, and the price per square foot was $293. Truro, Nova Scotia. This is a commutable town. Again, a little bit bigger than Bridgewater, which we covered earlier. Hour away, divided highway the whole way, easy driving there, and you pass the airport on your way in. Total sales 14, days on market 34, showings per listing 3.9, new listings 15, and the sale price to list price percentage we saw it go up about 1% to 98.9%. Single family month comparison was at 375,000, and the price per square foot was 175. West End Halifax. This is 13 total sales. Days on market was 26, showings per listing 6.5, and the new listings was 6. So down about half from the previous month. Sale price to list price percentage 97.5%, quite balanced there overall. Single family month comparison, we saw it drop over, 90,000 to 665,000, which is a lower price point for the West End for sure. Price per square foot, we saw it go up from 419 to 457. Windsor, our last spot. Again, another hour or so along a nice divided highway, probably the smallest town that we cover here. But again, I've done a neighborhood spotlight on that, I believe, there last year. Total sales, we saw 10, days on market 21, showings per listing was 3, and the new listings was 22, down from 10 the previous month. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw it go up basically a point to 99.1%. And the monthly comparison for that, for the single family side of things, was 455,000 at a price per square foot of 256, down, we'll say, about $30 from 284 in November. Okay, folks, well, I hope you enjoyed this quick little video. Once again, I'm Tom Moore. If you have any questions about this, or you're thinking about making a move to Halifax, we love helping people out like yourselves. And if you're thinking about listing, you'll notice that we're starting to ramp up our listing content here, kind of mixing in neighborhood tours with the houses that we take a look at, just to give you a bit more info on that side of things. But other than that, I hope you folks enjoyed this, got a little info out of it. My contact is in the description below. And other than that, have a great day.